this year. He had a hole-in-one in our very first tournament of the year in the fall.
That'll give us something to talk about later. Want me to come back to that. Tell me about Eric Bennett. Has he progressed from last year?
Eric has. Eric's the lone returner from last year, and he has improved. The score he shot at Wren Lake earlier in the year was the best score he shot in his college career. He also followed up his last 2 rounds at Goose Pond were pretty good rounds, and that he shot 80-80 there as well.
Goose Pond is the course in Alabama?
Yes, it is. Goose Pond Colony. It's kind of a strange name for a golf course, but it's on Gunther Lake, and it's a big fishing area as well. And like I said, it was a neat experience. That's where the national tournament was last spring, and probably where it'll be next spring.
In competition, you only take 5 scores, right? 5 of your team scores?
Actually, we take 5 kids on the team, and we count the low 4 scores each day.
Okay, so what does the rest of the team do?
Well, they're either staying home practicing, or sometimes we'll take them as individuals. But if we take them as individuals, it costs more lodging, food, and the entry fee. So I think we took all of our golfers twice in the fall. We've yet to do that in the spring, but it gives them a little incentive to get in the top 5. In the fall, 8 of our 9 golfers made that top 5, and we're able to put some pressure on each other.
Is it strictly performance-based, or do you try to mix it up a little bit and give everybody a chance to
Everybody has a chance to shoot a good score, but everybody has to do that if they want to.
Okay.
And academics can come into that, or maybe a class attendance could come in too. But these guys have been good about attending class and trying hard. Our team GPA in the fall was close to 3.2, so we've had a good year academically. We've recently checked midterm grades, and a few of us decided there's a few of us that need to work maybe a little bit harder, but we're going to continue to work on it.
Again, you are listening to the Cardinal Conversation. You're on G98 The Boot. We're talking Mineral Area College golf today, and we have 2 former MAAA golfers in with us, Eric Bennett from Arcadia Valley and Kellen Bader from Valley Catholic, both sophomores. Eric, tell me about your round at Goose Pond and how you thought you fared and how you maybe thought you could have done better.
Well, the first day didn't really go as planned. Didn't shoot a very good score. Luckily, the other 4 guys did their part and shot a better score than I did, so didn't hurt them there. Second day was a pretty good improvement, improved 11 strokes. Ended up using that score. And then the last day also improved from the first day. So got to use 2 of my scores at the 3 tournament days, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, and as long as they're improving every day, I imagine you're pretty happy with that.
Improvement, you're right, because they should be more familiar with the course and how it's set up, even though they change the pins most of the time. At least you kind of have an idea of what they're going to do, and that's one reason why we played in that tournament, is to have an idea of what it might be like if we go down next spring in the national tournament. And the coaches that were down there told me that it's pretty much played very similar to the way we played it this past week.
Kellen, did you get to make the trip there?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your round.
Well, it wasn't too bad. Felt like I hit the ball well, but when you leave your putting stroke in Farmington, Missouri, you're not going to putt very well, and I feel like left 6 or 7 strokes out there every day on the green, and felt like I could have brought the team closer to 5th place, but other than that, it was a great time and it went pretty well.
Is that one of your consistent issues, or is that usually not a problem for you?
I'm usually a pretty solid putter, but I guess couldn't pull the trigger on it down there, so get her next time.
I guess that happens. What would you say that was the best part of your game?
Especially down there driving, I feel like I hit every fairway I could, and the old joke is you drive for show and putt for dough, and I didn't make us any dough.
Eric, what's the best part of your game?
Well, I think I putted really well all 3 days. Probably not as good the last day. Really had a difficult time hitting my greens in regulation. Didn't give myself very good opportunities to make birdies, and I could have used a lot of birdies, so to say that. But I think if I would have hit more greens in regulation, my score would have been a lot better than what it was.
We could all use a lot of birdies, right, Coach?
That is correct. One of the things about Kellen is he is pretty consistent. You can pretty much count on him. He's not going to shoot a real high score. He may not go super low, but he can go pretty low, and Eric's the same way. Eric hit a shot that I wasn't super pleased with, and he said he wasn't worried about it because he was putting so well, and sure enough, he drained the putt, and so that was kind of a tribute to him that he had that much confidence in his putting.
What's a typical Mineral Area College golf practice like? Do you just turn them loose on the golf course, or are you more of a hands-on type? Take us through that.
Well, we haven't had a typical mineral area practice
True.
since like October or something. But generally, here's what our goal was. We were hoping to work on the range a lot on Mondays, and then maybe let them go play 9 holes. And then Tuesdays, we were going to play 18 holes. Wednesday, we were going to spend a good portion of our time on short game, chipping, putting, and hitting on the range. And then Thursday, play 18 again. But that hasn't panned out yet. We haven't had a full week. A couple of the teams said that was their 6th tournament. We haven't even had 6 practices. So, it's kind of hard to say what a typical practice is right now.
It's no wonder that Mineral Area is the only JUCO golf program in Missouri.
Well, I'm kind of surprised there aren't a few more because I think it's a neat sport. I think it's a good building block for business and life, and I'm kind of surprised a few more don't. But that's okay. If they choose not to, we'll just play the 4-year schools and play the other schools from the other states. So we're proud to have a team.
But do you think the weather has something to do with that or not?
Yeah, it could, but several of the teams we played against down there were from Michigan, so if they can do it,
yeah.
and they're Iowa teams, so I think Missouri teams can tough it out.
I agree with you. As far as I want to go back to Kellen Bader and your hole-in-one, what course was that on, and what was that like to achieve that?
It was in Franklin County Country Club over at the Wren Lake tournament, and actually kind of got really lucky. I swung the club and I didn't hit it very flush, and I told the kids I was with, I was like, that's a good miss, and next thing you know, I went in the hole, and I had a loss for words. Like, it's pretty awesome.
I'm not the biggest golfer in the world, so I don't know how much luck would normally go into a hole-in-one, but don't you have to get lucky to do that?
Yeah, you probably do, and like he said, he knew he didn't hit it as well as he could have hit it, but it sure turned out well, and catching Kellen and when he's speechless is pretty good feat.
What's going through your mind when he hits that?
We were pretty excited because we knew he'd played pretty well in the first 18, and we were trying to get it out. The heat was pretty much a factor over there, and he was playing pretty well, and I was pretty close to him, but I think I was over helping somebody in Eric's group look for a ball or get a ruling or something, and then he yelled at me, but I was close enough I could take the picture for him as he was pulling the ball out. So it was pretty neat. And then the next tee box, so I guess I got to tell him, hey, I hate to do this to you, but you got to settle down. You got 3 more holes, and I need your score. So he had to regroup pretty quick.
How'd you finish out?
I think I don't know what I did the next few holes. I know I came back with a 74, so I was excited as far as that. But
I would imagine the next 3 were probably a blur after that.
I put my next tee shot in the woods and thought, here we go.
Somebody buy you dinner that night or something?
I ended up getting a steak dinner at the end of the season by Coach, but I think I ate about 4 bites of it.
well deserved anyway. That was nice of you, Coach.
He's not our biggest eater. Our biggest eaters will be coming a little later here.
Before we get rid of these two, Eric, you're in your sophomore season, and I asked you last year why you chose Mineral Area, so I don't need to hear that. But what's next for you after this year? Do you know yet?
Well, I've already been accepted to SEMO for the fall semester, so I'm planning on going down there and finishing my degree in criminal justice. I'm still going to try to pursue a career with the Highway Patrol. That's a long process, so it might take a few years. We'll see. Hopefully be lucky to get in pretty soon, but there's no guarantees. Still going to play golf. I enjoy golf, and I even told Coach I'd like to know the dates for the tournaments I go to next year. That way I can maybe have a chance to go down and visit them and watch them play, because I enjoy being around these guys. It's a great group of guys. I'm sure after I leave MAC, I'll still talk to them and we'll still have our friendships. I can say that honestly, this year I've made a lot of really good friends on the golf team.
That's really great to hear. And when you say you want to play golf, do you want to try to play at SEMO, or you just want to keep playing individually?
Well, unfortunately, SEMO doesn't have a men's program. It'd be really nice if they did, but I'm probably just going to play still on the weekends as more of a hobby. Play some tournaments. We'll just see what happens.
I don't know if they have any kind of maybe intramural or anything down there. I don't know, but
I'm not real sure. I have to look into it. I'm sure they got something, but I'm not real sure.
Well, we wish you good luck. Certainly that criminal justice stuff, that's pretty impressive work. So good luck.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Kellen Bader, now you are, again, a sophomore, but you're still eligible to play another season at Mineral Area College. Have you thought about what you might want to do coming up?
Yeah, I really like to come back next year and compete again, and really looking, if not this year, next year, I want to help bring Mineral Area tournament championship and compete well in nationals for us.
Coach, anything else you want to add about these two young men?
No, they're both good kids and good students, and we're proud to have them on the team.
Kellen, Eric, thanks for coming out.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else you guys want to add? All right. We'll take a break. This is the Cardinal Conversation on G98 The Boot. We are presented by Hub and Grill and Don Terre. We're back with more after this.
I could not read what you said.
Hi, this is Dr. Christopher Hawkins.
I recorded it. Did you hear it?